You know, there's no better way to get started with your four-wheel drive experience than the First Time Out program. FTO comes in two parts, a Wednesday night theory session of 3 hours and a full day practical on the following Saturday. The practical is all about getting behind the wheel and experiencing what the four-wheel driving lifestyle has to offer. You'll use both high and low range in four-wheel drive, traverse all sorts of daunting terrains and learn about what's possible and what's not in a relaxed and safe environment.
So, good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Yeah. It's jolly fine to see you this morning on a slightly inclement day, but we'll make the best of it. If you haven't met Laurie already, say hello to Laurie.
Hi.
Howdy. The gentle giant of Adventure Four-Wheel Drive. Yeah, we've got a massive day lined up for you today, which you would expect after all of that good information we imparted on Wednesday night. So lots of things that we're going to put into action today. All of those theories that we spoke about when to pull the lever or push the button, all happens today.
After the initial brief and hot coffees bought, the group heads down the road to our specially purpose-built four-wheel drive training track. My team has run training on this track for over 10 years now and launched thousands of drivers out across the country to discover the amazing opportunities that four-wheel drive can bring. On this particular Saturday in the heart of the Barossa Valley, the day is grey, cold and rainy. Great learning conditions for the team.
1, 2, 3, go!
Less so for myself and Laurie from Adventure Four-Wheel Drive. We're the ones who'll be outside in the weather all day.
This little section starts where the flags are down there.
The track is wet and muddy, a perfect learning environment, and the first obstacle is a pit full of water.
I heard the "oh my god," and that's where we keep the resident crocodiles.
A touch intimidating for some, but a great icebreaker to start the day's driving.
Yeah, that was good. Nice positioning. Some gentle acceleration to go with the water.
The next hour is spent driving around the track and swapping drivers, so everyone gets to have a go, and it's great fun.
But before you go, nice big smiles. 1, 2, 3, gotcha.
The drivers are starting to get a real taste of things to come. Not only are we learning some new driving skills, but also picking up some new sounds, including wet brakes, but that's not going to trouble us today.
We got over the first bit all right, the second bit's the next challenge.
You done much of this stuff before?
No, none at all.
What are you hoping to get out of today?
Oh, to know how to do it and not get stuck again.
Who's driving the car?
My wife coming down the dive now. Yeah, she's petrified.
She'll be right.
Of course, I said the car will do it for you. It's a fantastic car.
We've got the big fella in there.
We'll be with you all the way with plenty of reassurance.
I'm like a pig. Slow down. Oh, good.
So how was that?
Fine. I have no problem at all. I reckon it's fantastic.
Placement is everything with correct steering.
As soon as you get down to the water, off the brake, onto the accelerator pedal, and just gently walk it up the hill face there. I have full confidence you'll be able to do it. You'll be right. Beautiful.
And despite Liz's doubts, she makes it. Another favourite of the moguls. Looks tame enough, but this part of the track can get wheels off the ground in what looks like scary ways. The moguls are used to demonstrate diagonal wheel spin and how to get out of it. Look at that, the big fella's hung up. The old way relies on limited slip diffs and some cunning. The new way is traction control.
How's it going?
Oh, wonderful. I'm ready to do mountains now.
Now, you were a bit doubtful about even driving down into the water, weren't you?
I was, yes.
But you've done it?
I have.
And how do you feel about it now?
Yeah, it's good.
You know, despite the conditions, I reckon they're doing awesome. We've had some pretty curly, slippery situations thrown at us this morning, but they've all risen to the occasion. They've listened up from the experience on Wednesday night, applied it in the field today. They're going great guns. How did we go on our first run? Was that a bit of fun?
Oh yeah.
Do you reckon we learnt something?
Yes.
Yes.
Next, it's off to another section of the track, and yes, the cars are going to get wetter and much muddier. Despite the conditions, everyone's learning pretty quickly that a four-wheel drive offers all-weather mobility, and the guidance we're offering is building confidence. The large amount of rain over the previous days has eroded parts of the track. Far from being a problem, this only increases the learning opportunities as the cars and their crews get some interesting new angles and ruts and bumps to descend into and get out of.
Well, a couple of little errors here with your placement on the track. One is that you've come too far up to the right instead of running through the middle of it. Increase the engine speed for me there. Stay straight, stay straight, stay straight, stay straight, stay straight, stay straight. Don't turn left. Now put the wheel to the right, please. Round to the right. And now very gently into this next culvert. So just drop the wheels in there, let it settle. So steer left for me just a touch, Richard. Now gently increase the engine speed. And out you go. Excellent.
They also get a new respect for what their cars can do, and especially the tyres and suspension.
So keep your steering wheel straight.
Yeah. A tiny bit of traction.
Oh, that is amazing.
So gently increase the engine speed. Okay, steer left for me. Left, 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 forward. Don't gas it up too much though. So I don't want massive amounts of acceleration, but steer hard left as hard as you can go. Keep working it. Keep working it.
All the technology in the world, however, won't overcome a wedge sidestep.
All right, so let's do this again. First gear. I'm going to get you to take a slightly higher line this time, just so we can get that side step up off the deck. So if you come forward for me now with the left hand focus with your steering.
Of course, some folks never grow up, and splashing around in the wellies is replaced with taking a dunking in the Forby. You should try it sometime.
David. You can just wait there for 1 sec and let us out, and the other guys just follow us on.
I've kind of worked out this probably enhanced my ability by about 40 or 50%.
The important part of this whole...
On many tracks you'll come across steep descents and climbs, often with very poor surfaces, so it's time to try some of that too.
When you're going downhill, it takes away all the engine braking. As soon as one wheel comes off the ground, all that retardation it had going down the hill now no longer exists. It spins out through that wheel off the ground, so the car instantly picks up speed.
It looks daunting, but Laurie and I have sung the vehicle's praises and know what they're capable of.
That was great!
That's one of the great things about this day. Not just learning what you can do, but also what your car can do. You and your vehicle working as a team.
Keep the wheel straight!
At times the car is in charge, and this is one of them.
Now you can.
Everyone gets a crack at the task, no matter how challenging. And as a trainer, it's great to watch the fear just melt away. And the discussions inside the car are pretty funny at times too.
Keep that straight. Concentrate on that. On the steering wheel.
I'm watching it. Leave me alone.
Now's the time to take a deep breath and a big leap of faith, as we call it.
Brakes! Leave them alone! Now turn! Now turn!
No, don't turn it straight.
Probably the most frequently asked questions are about getting bogged, and getting bogged is right up Laurie's alley. This is a man who's had plenty of practice. One thing you learn pretty quickly is wheel spin might look specky, but it's a magnet for trouble. More gas won't fix it. So, how to get out?
Anything underneath the vehicle that is not a tyre that's touching the ground, get the shovel out, clear it out. Take that resistive force out from underneath the car. Try backwards. Yeah, that's obviously not working. So, it got traction, which means when I turned those wheels in reverse, it got a bit of bite, so it was trying to come out, but because it didn't have enough revs on board, it stalled the engine.
And it requires patience and effort, but finally the Navara is free.
Now he comes forward and smashes your camera.
If you can't get out under your own steam, then you'll need another car and a snatch strap.
To that end, we're going to use these gadgets called snatch straps, which are an elasticized nylon webbing strap that stretches 20% over its standard length and acts like a slingshot, if you like, in pulling the car out.
The cars are tethered together.
This is your first rescue,
It is.
and how are we feeling about it?
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait. Let's hope I can get out.
This ends the practical part of the day, and there's time to hand out certificates and take the obligatory group photo.
1, 2, go! Yay! Good work. Thank you very much for putting your faith in us today, and I hope that you've learnt a whole lot from it. I hope that we've been able to impart some valuable knowledge for you, and more importantly, empower you to get out there now and find out what this great country of ours is all about.
Like all that come to this adventure day, this team has had an excellent time and learned a whole bag of new tricks to take away on their next adventure. For more information on the First Time Out program, visit www.adventure4wd.com.au or call us on 08 8342 0202.